Myself Dr. W.P. Gunule from Kamla Nehru Mahavidyalaya, Nagpur. Today we are going to discuss the lattice energy and determination of lattice energy by using Born-Haber cycle. And based on this Born-Haber cycle, we are going to determine and we are going to calculate the lattice energy by using some numerical problems. So today's topic is lattice energy and experimental determination of lattice energy. So first of all, we are going to see what is meant by the lattice energy, and here there are two ways to define lattice energy. And before going to see the lattice energy, the contents are today's presentations are the lattice energy, factors which are going to affect the lattice energy. After that, experimental determination by using Born-Haber cycle, and then some numerical problems. And so here, so first of all, first part that we are going to see is the lattice energy. Once the gaseous ions are formed, the ions of opposite charges come close together and pack up three-dimensionally in a definite geometrical pattern to form ionic solid or ionic crystal. Lattice energy of the ionic solid can be defined as the amount of energy released when 1 mole of ionic solid is formed by close packing of gaseous ion. Or it can also be defined as defined as the energy required to separate 1 mole of ionic crystalline solid into isolated gaseous ion. So either first way or in the second way, both the way we can define the lattice energy. So in case of first, energy required to first definition is amount of energy released when two ions combine to form 1 mole of ionic solid, or energy required to separate the ions positive negative ion from 1 mole of ionic solid. So in this way we can define the lattice energy. And now this lattice energy can be denoted by the symbol capital U, and some factors are there which are affecting the value of lattice energy. So the magnitude of lattice energy give an idea about the inter-ionic forces. It depends upon that factor. First factor is the size of ion, second factor is the charge on the ions. So size of ion, first factor is size of ion, affect the lattice energy. And in this case, as we know that smaller the size of ion, lesser is the internuclear distance and greater will be the inter-ionic attraction. Hence, larger will be the magnitude of lattice energy. For example, ionic size of potassium ion is 133 picometer, is larger than that of sodium ion, and sodium ion have 95 picometer, and therefore lattice energy of NaCl is more, that is 769 kilojoule per mole, and which is greater than the KCl having 698 kilojoule per mole. So ionic size also affect the value of lattice energy. And second factor is the charge on the ion. Larger the magnitude of charge on the ion, greater will be the attractive force, and therefore higher is the value of lattice energy. So these two factors affect the value of lattice energy. Number one, size of ion, and charge on the ion. Now we are going to see the experimental determination of lattice energy by using the Born-Haber cycle. This method was given by Born and Haber scientists, and it is known as a Born-Haber cycle. And the lattice energy of ionic solid like sodium chloride may be determined by using this Born-Haber cycle. And this Born-Haber cycle is a thermochemical cycle and was given by Born and Haber. The cycle first relate the lattice energy of ionic solid to other known thermochemical quantities. Then it make use of the Hess law for calculation of unknown quantity. And the lattice energy of sodium chloride can be determined by using Born-Haber cycle. And this determination of lattice energy by using Born-Haber cycle consists of two methods. So solid sodium chloride may be considered to be formed from the solid sodium metal and gaseous chlorine by two different methods. That methods are given here, and method 1 and method 2. Method 1 is a direct method, and method 2 consists of 5 steps. So in the first method here given, it is the direct combination of solid. So here this is the method 1, and method 2 consists of 5 steps. So we have to use the Hess law finally, and we can calculate unknown quantities. And now here this cycle, first method, in case of first method, it is direct combination of solid sodium and gaseous chlorine to form solid sodium compound. This process of formation of NaCl is represented and shown here. Solid sodium combined with half mole of gaseous chlorine and to form sodium ion, here NaCl ionic solid, and during this process minus 381.8 kilojoule per mole energy is released. When we combine the two, then the ionic compound is formed, and this is the amount of energy. This amount of energy is known as heat of formation of sodium chloride. So this equation tells us that when 1 mole of solid sodium combined with half mole of gaseous chlorine molecule, then 1 mole of crystalline sodium chloride is formed. During this process, minus 381.8 kilojoule per mole of energy is also evolved. This energy is known as heat of formation of sodium chloride, and it is represented by the symbol capital Q shown here. This is the capital Q is the energy, and known as heat of formation of sodium chloride. So this is the method 1, direct method of formation of solid ionic compound NaCl. And now another here method 2. This method 2 consists of 5 different steps, and step 1, 5 different steps. Method 2 consists of 5 different steps, and this is step 1, this is step 2, and step 1 is the sublimation of sodium. Sublimation means solid to gas. So here solid sodium is converted to the gaseous sodium, and this is the sublimation energy of sodium, and it is the 108.5 kilojoule per mole energy required to convert solid sodium to gaseous sodium. And so first step is sublimation of sodium, and in this process 1 mole of solid sodium changes to the gaseous sodium, and energy required for this process is represented by SNA, and it is known as, it is represented by SNA, and it is known as sublimation energy or heat of sublimation of sodium, and its value is experimentally found, and the value is 108.5 kilojoule per mole. So this is the step 1 is the sublimation of sodium, and step 2 is the dissociation of chlorine. And in case of this step 2, in this process half mole of chlorine is dissociated into 1 mole of chlorine atom. The energy required for this process is a half DCl2, where DCl2 is the heat of dissociation of 1 mole of chlorine, and experimental value of half DCl2 is 243 kilojoule per mole. So it is shown here, it is represented by half Cl2 gaseous and converted into gaseous chlorine atom, and half DCl2 equal to 243 kilojoule per mole. So this is the Cl2 molecule and dissociated and forming chlorine atom, here gaseous chlorine atom. And so this is the step 2, dissociation of chlorine. So we have to dissociate Cl2 Cl. So break the bond and we get Cl atom here. So first is the sublimation energy, second is the dissociation energy of chlorine, and third step is the formation of sodium ion. As we have obtained gaseous sodium in the step 1, this gaseous sodium is converted, lose 1 electron and become a sodium ion, and in this case energy required to remove electron is represented as INA. I is the ionization energy or ionization potential. So this is the amount of energy required to separate 1 electron, to remove 1 electron from sodium metal into and forming sodium ion. So 1 electron removed, having sodium ion having 1 plus charge, and energy required is, it is positive, and 495.2 kilojoule per mole energy required. So this is the step 3, which is known as formation of sodium ion. So 1 mole of gaseous sodium atom are converted to sodium ion by the removal of an electron from each of them. Energy required for this process is represented as INA, which is known as ionization energy of sodium. And experimental value energy required is 495.2 kilojoule per mole, and it is represented shown in the step 3. And the next step is the step 4, formation of chloride ion. And chlorine atom obtained in the second step. In that case, 1 mole of chlorine atom formed in the step 2 taken, we have to take it, and it takes up electron and given by the sodium and are converted to the negatively charged chloride ion. The process is accompanied by the release of energy. By the definition of energy released in this process, it is known as electron affinity of chlorine. Its experimental value is minus 348.3 kilojoule per mole. What is electron affinity? As we know, electron affinity is the energy released when electron is added to the neutral gaseous atom. So here electron is added to the neutral chlorine gaseous atom, and forming one electron is added, it takes one electron, therefore have Cl have one negative charge, and for this energy release is the minus 348.3 kilojoule per mole. So this energy is known as electron affinity. This is ionization potential. This is electron affinity, is the amount of energy released. Therefore, it is a negative. And step 5. Now the sodium ion obtained in the step 3 and sodium ion chloride ion obtained in the step 4, we have to combine in a step 5. So step 5 is the formation of ionic crystal NaCl, and gaseous sodium and chloride ion formed in the step 3 and 4 combine to form a solid sodium chloride crystal Na plus Cl minus. During this process, energy released, and by definition this energy is known as lattice energy of NaCl, and it is represented by the symbol UNaCl. So here sodium ion obtained in the step 3, chloride ion obtained in the step 4 combined and forming the solid ionic crystal sodium chloride, and for this energy by definition UNaCl is the lattice energy, and this energy we have to find out here. So after that, according to the Hess law, energy change taking place in the method 1 must be equal to the total energy change taking place in all the steps in the method 2. According to the Hess law, as we know that reaction can take place in one step or can take place in many steps, but the total energy is remain constant. So again here, whether the reaction take place in one step, that is method 1, and in also method 2 consists of 5 steps, but total energy is remain constant. Therefore, by using the Hess law, the amount of energy required change take place in a method 1 is Q, and energy change taking place in a method 2 is these are the 5 steps. The total sum of this total energy equals to Q. So according to the Hess law, and putting actual values of all these here, we have substituted all the value. U, that is lattice energy of NaCl, can be determined. So U NaCl equals to, it is coming minus 758.7 kilojoule per mole energy released. So, and by definition, as we know that when two ions are combined, to energy get released, and energy required to separate the ions from the 1 mole of solid. So here two ions are combining, so therefore the energy get released by the definition, and the release of energy represented by negative sign. So negative sign indicate the release of energy, and minus 758.7 kilojoule per mole energy released during this formation of 1 mole of ionic crystal NaCl. So these are the 5 steps, and by using the Hess law, we obtain this formula of calculation of, this is the formula. After putting all this value, UNaCl can be calculated, and it is obtained here in this way. So these are the this is the Born-Haber cycle, and diagrammatically we can also show this is the cycle, and again in this method, in this Born-Haber cycle, this is the direct method. Sodium, solid sodium, gaseous chlorine, half Cl2 combine to form this 1 mole of NaCl, so Na plus Cl minus. So this is the direct method. Q equals to the energy shown minus 381.8 here. So this is the direct combination of sodium and half chlorine and forming this 1 mole of ionic solid. So this is the method 1. And another method 2 consists of 5 steps. So this is first step, as we have seen, sublimation of sodium. Second step is the dissociation of half chlorine, and third step is this ionization of sodium, formation of chloride ion. Again this sodium and chloride ion combine to form formation of 1 mole of NaCl here. So by using this second method, and this is the direct first method, but total energy remain constant. For the formation of 1 mole of NaCl, U NaCl, that is the lattice energy of sodium chloride, can be determined, as we have seen in a previous slide. So this is the representation of Born-Haber cycle for the calculation or for the formation of 1 mole of NaCl compound. So these are the steps, method 1 and method 2 shown in this cycle. Now based on the Born-Haber cycle, some numerical problems are there, and in this case first numerical example is calculate lattice energy of NaCl crystal from the following data by use of Born-Haber cycle. So we have to find out the lattice energy, and a sublimation of energy is given 108.7, dissociation of energy for Cl2 is given, ionization energy for sodium is given, electron affinity are given, and heat of formation of NaCl, heat of formation is also given. So for all these values are given, we have to find out the value of U, that is lattice energy, and formula to calculate lattice energy is U equals to delta HF minus all these 4 energy, and after putting heat of formation here, given it is here, minus sublimation energy, dissociation energy, ionization energy, electron affinity, and putting all this value after doing calculation, answer is coming minus 773.9 kilojoule per mole. So this is the amount of energy released and this is the lattice energy for sodium chloride by using this given data, and Born-Haber cycle. By using this Born-Haber cycle, the lattice energy can be for NaCl can be calculated by using this. Is the important formula for the calculation of lattice energy of ionic crystal. So this is number 1, and another different values are given here. And second problem, example 2, calculate the lattice energy of KBr, potassium bromide. The heat of sublimation of potassium is given 88.2 kilojoule per mole. The heat of dissociation of bromine gas is given 193.2 kilojoule per mole. The ionization potential of potassium is 415.8 kilojoule per mole. Electron affinity of bromine is given minus 336 kilojoule per mole, and formation of solid KBr from element is minus 407.4 kilojoule per mole. So all again same formula we have to use. U equals to delta H of minus S minus 1 by 2 D minus I minus E. So putting all this value, heat of formation is given, the sublimation, dissociation, all the values are given. After putting and calculating the value, answer of lattice energy is found to be minus 672 kilojoule per mole. So all the values are given. Heat of formation here 507, sublimation energy is given 88, 96 here, this value is also given. So all the values are given here for this compound, and putting all this value and calculation we get the lattice energy. And another number, example 3 is given, calculate the lattice energy again for sodium fluoride from the following data. Again here the data is given. First is the heat of sublimation of sodium is given, heat ionization energy sodium, dissociation energy of fluorine, electron affinity, heat of formation of NaF is given. Again now all the values are given. Heat of formation 569 is given, and all this value we have to find out U. So substituting after substituting all the values and addition subtraction, we get value of U, lattice energy of NaF sodium fluoride, and it is from minus 907.08 kilojoule per mole. Negative sign of this value indicate the amount of energy get released. So the lattice energy of NaF is minus 907.08 kilojoule per mole. And another example, number 4 is from the given information, calculate the lattice energy of silver chloride AgCl. Heat of formation of AgCl is given minus 127, heat of sublimation of silver, ionization energy of silver, dissociation energy, electron affinity, and we have to find out the lattice energy of AgCl. So this is again according to the Born-Haber cycle, delta HF equal to delta HS. This is the formula. Putting all the value, we get the value of U, that is in this is the lattice energy, and after subtracting and addition we obtain the value for U minus 916.7 kilojoule per mole. So these are the simple examples, numericals based on the Born-Haber cycle. So remember this Born-Haber cycle, and this is the equation. Based on this equation, all the values are given, only we have to find out the value of lattice energy. So delta HF equal to delta HS sublimation, heat of change of sublimation, then dissociation energy, then ionization energy, electron affinity, and this is lattice energy. When all the values are given, one value can be calculated. So in this way, in the numericals, all this data is given, and we have to find out the value of lattice energy. So today we have discussed about the lattice energy and calculation of lattice energy by using Born-Haber cycle, and based on the Born-Haber cycle we have seen some numerical problem. So in the case of numerical, remember the Born-Haber cycle equation, and after all the on the basis of data provided and lattice energy of any sodium chloride or potassium bromide or sodium fluoride or silver chloride compound, any ionic compound, lattice energy of the ionic compound can be determined by using Born-Haber cycle.